Hi everyone, welcome to Doc's Thoughts. So I want to talk a little bit about how we distract ourselves. I've touched on this before, but it's a really important topic. Last week I was getting ready for my morning. Friday mornings I usually work out pretty early, so I get up kind of early and I like to sit in a chair. I try to sit in a chair and do nothing for a bit because in the past I would grab my computer and I would start doing emails or start doing patient charting. And I realized that I needed to have a little time in the mornings not to do that. So I've been trying to just sit there and do nothing or meditate or pray. As I was sitting there for literally like 5 to 10 minutes, I caught myself wanting to reach for my phone because it sat right next to me. I wanted to reach for my phone at least 10 different times. I was like, oh, I should check the news. I should check the weather. I wonder if so-and-so emailed me back. I wonder if so anyone texted me last night. You know, there's just all these different things that we want to check, obviously, because we have it right at our disposal on our phones. And it really made me sit and think, like, at what point in our lives do we get uncomfortable where we can't just sit with ourselves and do nothing? Because that's been a big theme in my life, and I definitely see it in my patients, and obviously we see it in the community. And there's different reasons why we distract ourselves, and there's different ways we distract ourselves. So as I've talked about before, you can distract yourself with social media. You could also distract yourself with things like food, overeating, other addictions like alcohol or drugs, smoking, over shopping, overworking. There's positive things we can do like over exercising, but you can do them to an extreme as well. So these are all things, and I've been guilty of a lot of these in my past. All these things basically put us in the doing mode instead of in the being mode. And doing is fine. We need to do things, obviously, right? We need to run businesses. We need to take care of our kids. We need to do stuff. But if we're not balancing it with being at the same time or at different times, if we're not balancing it with episodes of being, I don't think we're living our fullest life, and I don't think we're going to feel as good as we possibly can feel. So I just want you to chew on that a little bit and just observe yourself. I am still guilty of this all the time, and I will be until the day I die because I am a human being, and that's okay. But observe yourself when you're doing things that you might be just trying to distract yourself rather than sit with yourself. And then ask yourself why. Is it an emotional thing? Do you have emotions that you don't want to feel? Is it just a habit that you need to kick? You know, there's all these different things we can do. So just start to watch yourself and ask how you're distracting yourself. And then ask yourself, is this a positive or negative? And am I allowing myself that time to just be? Because really when you're just being, that's when the magic happens, and that's when you can just become like so much better at so many things. And then you can make some decisions to maybe change those patterns. So like I did, I made a decision in the mornings that I don't open my email, I don't look at social media, I don't look at text messages. I'm not perfect. I still do it if there's times that I have to, obviously. But for the most part, I try not to go on my phone for a while. And I'm trying to do something like pray or meditate. And for me, prayer and meditation is the same thing. So whatever it looks like for you, try to be with yourself. Either do it like I do or go sit in nature or just sit in your chair in your living room in the morning. Morning is usually the best time to do it because your mind hasn't started going crazy yet. And see what happens and make it a practice. Everything we do is better if you do it in repetition. So the more you do it, the less uncomfortable it will become and the more the magic will happen. So I hope that resonated with you today. And as always, thanks for listening to me, and I'll talk to you soon.